Hey, what's up everyone, it's your boy Alter Tech, aka the one and only OnePlus guy, back again with a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be editing a raw photo taken with the brand new OnePlus 9 Pro. So I'm using Adobe Lightroom for this editing. It's free on the Google Play Store. There is some, features in which you could go ahead and pay to get, but for the most part, this is the free version. So let's begin. This is the New York City skyline. I took this in the Jersey City waterfront. This is my go-to spot when it comes to taking photos. And right now I'm going to go ahead and crop in this image. So when I was taking this photo, I'll show you guys at the end of the video of actually when I was actually taking it, well, how I was taking it. I zoomed in, and with RAW or with the Pro mode, you're using the main camera lens. So I got two images. I got the JPEG and I got the RAW. For the JPEG, I got the cropped in image or the zoomed in image. And as for RAW, I got the entire, picture. So now I'm going to have to go ahead and recrop it, but it's actually a good thing because now I can go ahead and, maybe you might get a new perspective on things. I could go ahead and realign everything, which I'm doing right now. So the tricky part about this is realigning your photo, because once you release your thumb off the screen, for some reason the values just change. It's very sensitive. It would have been nice for them to go ahead and, give us an option to actually input the values. So right now I'm going to begin with the lighting. So we can control the exposure, contrast. So for the exposure is basically, how bright the photo is. And for a night shot like this, I was just curious to see how much noise is there on this photo. And quite surprisingly, there's barely any noise. So I think the algorithms on the OnePlus 9 Pro, it's pretty impressive coming from the OnePlus 8T. And for the night sky, what they did was they just darkened everything out. So you're not going to see any, I don't think you even want to try to get any stars, because if you try to do that, the highlights on the buildings, it's just going to be way too bright. So what I did was I kind of, brightened it up slightly. As for the contrast, I didn't really play too much with it, but let's go ahead and, play around with the colors. So I'm going to select the yellow lights on the buildings. I'm going to slide the hue down so you get that, Hasselblad orange. I guess this is like a tribute to the, Hasselblad collaboration. So I'm trying to get that iconic Hasselblad orange into the photo, as you guys can see right here. So as for the saturation, I'm going to add a little saturation. It's nice to, have your photos pop a little bit. And as for the luminance, if you guys were wondering what that does, think of it as an exposure control for your colors. So as for the orange lights, you can either, mute it or, have it, make it somewhat brighter. So I think I'm done with the colors right now. I'm just, messing around with the sliders. So I think this looks good so far. So what I'm about to do right now is, I think, color grading. So actually I'm going to go ahead and realign this. So I wasn't satisfied with the alignment, so I'm just trying to make it perfect. So so far I know you guys have a lot of questions about the phone, and yes, I do enjoy using it. It's obviously it's the best it's the best OnePlus device out on the market. For $1,069, it has to be. As for the performance and all those other things, I'll get to that in a different video, but you guys know me, I just love taking photos, and this is the first OnePlus device I've used in which, I could recommend it to anyone, even my family members. When it comes to, going on vacation and whatnot, you guys saw my photos in Miami, this phone gets the job done. So right now I'm doing some color grading. So as for the shadows, I am just playing around with the colors. I'm going to try and get that Hasselblad orange, that reddish orange color. I'm just playing around with it right now, trying to see what it looks like if I were to, play around, make it blue, whatever. So let me find that Hasselblad orange. I just did, and this is what I was looking for. And I think I'm about to go ahead and just edit the, play around with the sharpening. Now I noticed that OnePlus had a ton of over sharpening when it came to photos. I thought they were trying to match Samsung's, look of over sharpening photos, but they fixed it with a firmware update. Thank God. I know the camera team who works for OnePlus, they're very intelligent. You know, they work pretty hard. So I was glad that they were able to catch the, come together and say, hey, we're not going to go for that over sharpening look. It's just not attractive. Now for Samsung, Samsung fans, LG fans, they do like that over sharpening effect. Most of them, they just post photos on social media. They don't really look at it on a desktop, and they don't really enlarge in their photos anyways on social media. So it looks nice and detailed when you have it like tiny and compact. But if you were to just click on that and just inspect it, it's just not very attractive. It looks way too over processed and unnatural. So I just played around with the detail and whatnot. I was comparing the before and after shot. I think I am content with the detail so far. And right now I'm going to go back to the color grading, and I'm just going to try and add a pinkish hue to the highlights, trying to get somewhat of a more orangey Hasselblad color. And right now I'm going to go back to the lights and see what I could do. So looking down at the buildings, at the water, it seems a bit on the darkish side. So I'm going to go ahead and try and pull up the shadows. So yeah, in other words, brighten up the darker areas. So as you guys can see, the trees and stuff from this point, I'm not sure if you guys can see that there's a park across. So all those trees and stuff, you can just brighten it up. And as for the water itself too, those darker areas, brighten it up as well. And I think I'm done. I'm going to export this as a JPEG with 100% quality, and this is the final version. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. And just in a minute, I'm going to show you guys how I actually took this photo. And I think you guys were asking me earlier, whether or not I could do more videos like this, but with commentary. So that's exactly what I decided to do. Let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comment section below. So this is me taking the photo, trying to line it up. I did, try to zoom in, and this is with the main sensor. So basically what I did was I dropped the ISO as low as I could. Probably could have, dropped it a little bit more. But as for the shutter speed, that was my main focus. If I were to drop the ISO even lower, I would have to increase the shutter speed, which could probably, give me some, motion blur. And the good thing about this is that it does have, manual focus with focus peaking. So it shows me exactly what's in focus. So that's a cool thing about, having, well, that's a cool new feature I appreciate with this new Hasselblad camera system. Anyways, guys, that has been my video. Come follow me on Twitter if you guys want to come in and bother me. That's where I usually post all my photos. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Take care. Peace.